peace be with you. You right on time.
Yep, I made it.
How you doing? Come on in.
I was trying to leave early,
Good
but
to see you. You did good. Come
yeah,
on in.
perfect time.
Meet Intisar. This is Deborah. Deborah and I, we lived around the corner from each other.
Oh, okay. Grew up as, well, I guess it's a childhood friend.
Absolutely.
From childhood.
Absolutely.
And now we all grown up.
Yeah, we now, the child's still in us though.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
And this is Paul.
Hi,
Deborah.
nice to meet you.
And this is Amir. Amir and his wife Habiba, they own this.
Oh, hi, how are
Right.
you?
Great, yes,
Nice to meet you.
nice meeting you, and welcome.
Okay, so let me, what I want to do is, some of the students asked me to broadcast this on Facebook Live. So is that okay with y'all? All right, so I don't know how this is going to work. I don't want to do this in distraction.
Will we hold it for you?
You want to go to work?
Yeah.
I don't know how you want to fix it. It's set.
Oh, thank you. Change.
Okay. We good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, thank you all for coming. Thank you, Amir
You're welcome.
and Habiba, for allowing me to come, inviting me to come here to America's Islamic Heritage Museum. And really grateful for the opportunity, and thank you all for being here, for coming, sharing your Sunday afternoon with us. Thank you all on Facebook Live, wherever's on, wherever we'll be on. We appreciate it. We appreciate you joining us. So, I'd like to ask a couple of questions. Who'd like to get some good news today? Hey, thank you. Now, I'm not talking about fake news, right? Who'd like to learn how to have more fulfillment and peace of mind in your life? Thank you. Well, might that mean that you want to become more fully engaged in life?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So, I'm going to share with you three ideas. Three simple ideas that help me become more fully engaged. And I'm going to share some dark moments in my life. It's not easy for me to share these things. I got a childhood friend here in the audience, so this is some of the stuff that I was going through as a kid that you never knew about. You didn't know. Nobody knows. In fact, this is the first time that I'm really talking about this stuff publicly, because it's painful. But the intention is to help you see how you can become more fully engaged in your life. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. But before we get into it, would it be okay if I shared a little bit about myself? Would that be all right with you all? Okay, thank you. So I am Dr. Z, greeting you in light, love, peace, and harmony. I'm the happiest man on the planet. I've been a consultant and a university professor for 25 years. Helped thousands of people to grow. Raised a family. Got an incredible wife. 2 wonderful children. A wonderful daughter-in-law. And I have an amazing 4-year-old grandson. But I got to tell y'all, it wasn't always this way. See, 7 of my first 20 years was a rocky road. I was totally unhappy and disengaged. In fact, you could say I was stuck on stupid. Any of y'all ever made mistakes and failed at work or school or relationships? Anybody? Thank you. So, I'm going to share some story here about how my life began, and all of this stuff is backdrop to how I've become what I am. Because all of us experience things in childhood that are somewhat traumatic. See, it started all in the house for me. Okay? And there was a lot of dysfunction going on in the family. My parents' relationship was full of frustration and pain. Judgment. A lot of door slamming going on. I can remember being 8 years old, and I'm sitting at the top of the steps with my mother, and she's crying, boo-hooing. And I'm a sensitive kid, so I start crying too. Mom, what's wrong? Huh? Why are you crying? Don't cry. And she started talking about the way that man treats her. Now, I was only 8 years old. I didn't know what was going on. But I know I didn't like it. And I know I didn't like being stuck in the middle of their emotional trauma for the next 10 years. You know, children, they learn what they live, right? We've heard that saying. So this frustration, pain, and judgment that was going on in their relationship in the family got into me. And I realized they were just trying to deal with their pain. But I didn't realize that at 8 years old. It took me decades to figure that out. My mother used to call me stupid, ungrateful, use words like impudent. I didn't know what that meant. That made me feel stupid. And so I started acting stupid. Started judging myself. Became totally disengaged and unhappy, lost my self-esteem. And I just didn't care anymore. Started drinking beer at 14 years old. Yeah. The older guy would get it for us from the 7-Eleven. Right? And we would sit up on that hill behind the McDonald's on South Dakota Avenue. You know what I'm talking about.
I definitely know.
Right?
When it was woods.
Yeah. And it was summertime. So we would sit up there in the heat, drinking Old English 800. And smoking cigarettes. Cool cigarettes. Trying to be cool. But I wasn't cool, y'all. I was confused. I was troubled. Matter of fact, I was angry. I was mad as hell at them for what they were doing to themselves and to me, because I didn't like that stuff. So, we continued on this trek. Left the church at 13. Now I'm 14. All these things started happening to me over the next 7 years. Now, as we continue the road, sorry, I'm trying to remember where I'm at now. Let's continue. So, we learned what we live in our families, and I had given up. I didn't care about nothing. Halfway did my part-time jobs. Halfway, doing things halfway was, that was my habit. Halfway did my part-time job. I got fired twice before I was 17 years old. Yeah, Paul shaking his head. I don't blame you, Paul. It's true. But this is my journey. Barely got out of high school with a 2.2 grade point average. I didn't work at nothing. Well, I did work at something. The only things I worked at was basketball, parties, and girls. I got A's in all those subjects, baby. Every Friday and Saturday night, you know, we're from D.C. Every Friday, Saturday night, I was at the parties. Drinking, smoking, and dancing like Lionel Richie. All night long. All right. All night long. Yeah. I was traumatized by the dysfunction in the family and the social and cultural influence. The pain! I was trying to escape the pain! But I was on the road to self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Did any of you ever experience frustration, pain, and judgment? Thank you. Well, time went on. We ended up saying barely got out of high school. Low self-confidence. And I just didn't believe in myself. I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know how to take care of me. Well, as time went on, I ended up going to college. In fact, my confidence was so low, I didn't think I could go to a 4-year school, even though I got accepted at Drexel in Philadelphia and the University of Loyola in Chicago. But I went to a 2-year junior college. Well, fast forward, I'm in my 3rd year of college here. Let me set the scene. It was January 1975. I was in State College, Pennsylvania. Got my report card. It said 2.01. So I looked at that thing. I said to myself, man, you about to flunk out of school. You are messing up your life. And I realized I was failing my parents, but more importantly, I was failing myself. And I didn't know what to do. It was the defining moment of truth for me. And the truth is that you're going to face, life is going to test you. You're going to face dissatisfaction. And we're going to face the pain of failure. But the beautiful thing about failure is that's the place where real transformation begins. Because growth requires us to stop doing some things and to start doing other things. I stopped being disengaged and mediocre, and I started being excellent. Set a goal to graduate with a 2.5 GPA. Changed my attitude, changed my work ethic, turned my teachers into mentors, and became more fully engaged in life. So, what happened during the next 18 months? I found myself, I met my wife, and I graduated with that 2.5 GPA from the Pennsylvania State University. And I love it how the kids say it nowadays. We are Penn State! Yeah. Even though we lost the game yesterday. We still are Penn State. You know, they call that town Happy Valley. Maybe you didn't know that. Happy Valley. Now, what kind of valley is it?
Happy.
Happy. Thank you. Can y'all see the connection? Happiest man on the planet. Got trained, educated in Happy Valley. See, that's where I reset my happiness button and became more fully engaged in life. And after that, went home, got married, did a master's degree, raised a family, and even went back to school at 42 years old and got my doctorate. Now tell me, what y'all think? That's not bad for a guy who barely got out of high school and almost flunked out of college, right?
Man, that's great.
Yeah, thank you. And then I've gone on and had a career helping thousands and thousands of people to grow. And I love the life I have. Businessman now, I got my company, I'm working, I'm growing, helping people. That's my purpose. So, how did all this happen? Would you like to know? Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. So, here are the 3 simple ideas. Idea number 1 is ask different questions. So, I'm sitting on the bed, feeling down and out like a fag. soul searching. And I ask myself these questions. What is the purpose of my life? Why am I here? There's got to be more life than basketball parties and girls. And I learned a very important lesson that I want to share with you all today. That when you ask different questions, you get different answers. Turn to somebody next to you and repeat. When I ask different questions, I get different answers.
You get different answers.
Thank you. And I read in our holy book that my purpose was to serve the Creator. Well, how are you going to do that, Zayid? By serving humanity and the creation. So, idea number 2. Tune your frequency to love. You know, it's kind of like tuning the radio frequency. They call that frequency a radio what? Station, right? Right?